So today's reading is a mixture of material that Claire sent my way, thank you, because I was a little at a loss, but then I just took off from there. And my own story as it relates to the reading, that, the material that she sent me. The article, excuse me, I'm so excited I can't choke. Right on track. If there's a greater thrill of traveling than the discovery of unfamiliar places, for me it's getting there by train. That's a quote by Margarita Gokun-Silver, who's a writer-novelist whose work has appeared in the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, the Washington Post, Smithsonian, and XO Jane, among others. She lives in Madrid, Spain. She writes, "The moment I step inside Puerta de Atocha, Madrid's central railway station, I feel a familiar pang of excitement. My heart flutters, my pulse beats, and my mood goes up a few points, much the same way that the outside temperature climbs when the sun peeks from the clouds. I am not here to greet a long-lost friend, to rendezvous with a lover, or to embark on a journey on my bucket list. I'm here to take a routine 2.5-hour train ride to Barcelona for a work assignment. Yet suddenly I'm happier than I'd been only a few minutes ago, inexplicably happier." Now here's my side. Growing up in Germany, trains were part of my daily routine. If the weather was nice, I rode my bike everywhere. During rain or snow, I took the train. As most of Europe has an outstanding and inexpensive transportation system, my peers and I spent our summer breaks by buying a month-long rail ticket and explored the multitude of cultures and languages surrounding us. Often we would travel at night, sleep on the train, sometimes even on the hallway floors, and explore a new place the following day. My favorite memory to this day is the time when we shared a 6-person cabin with an elderly couple among us. They were from Portugal. Our only communication consisted of smiles and friendly hand gestures. Come morning, the old man pulled a huge box off the luggage rack and opened it to an array of breakfast sweets. He fed everyone in the cabin. Now here's Margarita's voice again. So what is that draws us to travel with trains? My own love affair with trains began while I was still in kindergarten. Every August since the age of 5, together with my parents, I boarded a long-distance express named Sochi. It left Moscow daily at 11:59 p.m. for a 30-hour journey that connected the capital of the then Soviet Union to Sochi, a city on the Black Sea coast. Our destination was Tuapse, a smaller town and an intermediary station on the train's trajectory. My father's parents lived there. If you like to travel, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey, says Mark Smith, who after years of working in the railway industry created Seat 61, a website that helps travelers plan train trips. The journey itself has value, he continues. I think the food equivalent of the opposite view would be, I don't care what my food tastes like, I just want to stuff my face. Can you imagine telling that to a famous chef? Well, telling me I don't care about the journey and I just want to get there is a bit like telling me that. Now here's my side again. I'm afraid of flying. In spite of this, I've traveled a lot by plane just because the destination was otherwise not reachable or took too long, such as visiting my siblings in Germany. Actually, I'm only afraid of takeoff and landing. Aside from my ears hurting unimaginably painfully, unless I'm completely doped up with a leaf, I'm afraid of the plane crashing from a height that still leaves a chance for surviving with severe injuries. Once above the clouds, I totally marvel at the beautiful cloudscape. There's an old German pop song that always is in my head then. It goes like, above the clouds, freedom must be limitless. All your fears and worries are buried underneath. But if a train ride is possible, I will take that. Watching the landscape fly by, changing all of the time, not having to worry that I might fall asleep at the wheel is a joy for me. I also love the soothing ta-dum, ta-dum, ta-dum. That's German for clickety-clack, clickety-clack, clickety-clack. And it helps me sleep. Trains were made for meditation, said the British poet laureate John Benjamin. He's absolutely right, because ta-tum, ta-tum, ta-tum sounds a lot like om, om, om. Train rides not only mean revisiting cherished moments from the past, but also encountering new ones to be made into cherished memories. Last year, yes, during the pandemic, I went to New York. I was at a crowded subway in New York City, a whole other exciting train experience for me, as I did not mind the crowdedness, but rather enjoyed the human scenery. I was given the opportunity to create just one such memory. As the train took off from the station, 2 young black men started shouting, "Don't worry, we mean you no harm, we just want you all to have a little fun." Then they blasted a boombox and used the vertical poles and horizontal rails for acrobatics that were in tune with the tunes. The crowd was cheering, music, laughter, applause, forgetting about stress for a while. Much better than to navigate a car around in New York City. I would like to end with a poem by Robert Louis Stevenson called From a Railway Carriage. Also thanks to Claire for directing me to this. Faster than fairies, faster than witches, bridges and houses, hedges and ditches, and charging along like troops in a battle, and all through the meadows the horses and cattle. All of the sides of the hill and the plain fly as thick as driving rain, and ever again in the wink of an eye painted stations whistle by. Here's a child who clambers and scrambles, all by himself and gathering brambles. Here's a tramp who stands and gazes, and here's the green for stringing the daisies. Here's a cart runaway on the road, lumping along with a man and a load. And here's a mill, and there's a river, each a glimpse and gone forever. And lastly, I couldn't resist. As a kid, I loved to knit. And this year is the only thing that survived my abrupt departure from Germany. My sister found it years after I had left Germany among my mother's things that she had to disperse of when my mother passed away. It's a sweater, and before I show it to you, because it has meaning for the story, Claire wanted me to add my little background story. I have ADHD, so I started a lot of things and never finished them, or finished them a lot later. Well, this sweater that I knitted when I was 13, I did all of it except for one of the 2 arms. When my sister found it, she also found the matching yarn, so she finished the second arm for me. But anyways, the reason why, and I'm saving this for my now 18-month-old grandson, who won't fit into it until he's about 7 or 8 years old, but that's okay. So this thing is actually almost 50 years old. But, and you might not be able to see it, but it's a train track with this little train clouds going down. Okay. No. Oops. Which way? There. Oh, there. Right? Okay. I'm not used to this. All right. That's it.